Hey, church. Good morning. This is Austin here, coming to you on Wednesday morning. I just got to say, I miss you all. It is crazy season, but I just really miss hanging out. My personality lends itself to high engagement with people, and so I've been missing hanging out on Sundays with you, worshiping King Jesus together. Miss all those kiddos running around. So hopefully we'll be at that soon, very soon, but just miss you all. Excited to be with you soon, I hope. But just wanted to come to you this morning. Just want to talk about perspective, how to have a proper perspective in all this. Specifically, a perspective when things happen, specifically bad things that happen that are out of your control. And this happened to our church, happened to me on Friday morning. On Thursday, remember we had a huge rainfall in this area on Thursday evening. And Friday morning, I get a call and said, hey, the entire basement of our Village Bible campus on Coon Road is completely underwater. So I drive, quickly get in the car, head over to Village Bible campus, go downstairs, and standing in 6 inches of water, the entire basement had been flooded. The water had invaded through the windows, the backup, I guess, of the pond nearby, the detention pond. And so completely flooded, 6 inches of water, all in our new stuff. I mean, 2 weeks ago, we had $15,000 of carpet installed. I know. We had bookshelves that were just put together for kids ministry, toys, like everything's ready and set go when we go live again and we can worship. We're planning to launch that campus in April, right around Easter. And that obviously got delayed. And so all this brand new stuff hadn't even been used yet is sitting in 6 inches of water, right? And I just remember wow, not how I want to spend a Friday thinking about all of our stuff that got destroyed. And so what the perspective, right? Like, what does a perspective look like in the midst of that? And I just remember thinking about Romans 5. In that day of Romans 5, Paul talks about more than that, we rejoice in our sufferings. Right? Like, bad things are going to happen. We're going to have natural disasters, product of a fallen world. Things get crazy. Get that. But Paul says we rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that there's a product in play for God's economy of when suffering hits us. It produces endurance. Endurance produces character. Character produces hope. And hope does not put us to shame, because God's love has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit who he has given to us. And so while bad things happen, I know some people in our church, their basement's flooded as well, and it's just kind of tragic. Like, all that stuff is just gone. We know that God brings about purpose in our pain, and he uses it to bring endurance, character, and hope. And so it's just great to be filled with hope on Friday when Pastor Derek, he activated the care team. And this care team is like 50 people. And not everyone came, but 50 individuals have been on this care team doing a ton of stuff. Hold on, before I finish the story about what happened, but I got to just say this care team has been crushing it. The hospital called, said, there's tons of people in the hospital who can't have visitors, right? They can't have people come visit them. And so their cell phones died, and they don't have charge cords. And so they were out of contact with their family being in the hospital. And so the care team got mobilized. They bought some iPhone and Android plug-in cords, sent them to the hospital, delivered those. They've been delivering meals to healthcare workers, to widows, across the board. They have been just crushing. Tons of stories of what this care team has been doing. And so this care team showed up on Friday, and they just went right to work. They cleared out the entire basement full of stuff. We loaded up two 30-yard dumpsters full of the stuff that we'd bought, the carpet, that we bought just 2 weeks ago. I mean, all fill up. And they did it with joy, with anticipation. And the feeling there was like, you know what? Our perspective is this stuff is just things. Yeah, they're kind of expensive when they get destroyed and they're brand new things, but they're things. And God's not about things or buildings. He's always been about people. And buildings are just tools God uses to reach people. And so we cleaned it up, and there's just such joy and anticipation. Like, yep, this is the worst. Like, didn't want this to happen at all. But we know that God is still going to use this building. He's going to use it for his kingdom. There's going to be children in that basement one day who are going to be taught the things of the Lord, and they're going to grow up to be spiritual leaders in this world. And so we have that great anticipation that, you know what, this perspective is, yeah, this is the worst, but God's going to use this. And so it's producing endurance, character, and hope in us in this season. And we're going to keep plunging forward. And so wherever you're at this morning, just know, love you. I've been praying for you, and just want you to know that if you're in a season of, you know what, things happen that are out of your control, your perspective has got to be, you rejoice in the suffering, knowing that God's going to produce good in it. He's going to build out endurance, character, and hope in you. And so I love you guys. I'll be praying for our church as we get the VBC back to where it should be. That'll be a little bit of a process, but I've been praying for you. Love you all, and look forward to seeing you soon.